am parked at some random truck stop here in the middle of California. Um, Hang out for a minute, see if anyone joins the live stream. Hopefully, some people do. I'm so lonely in here. Don't forget to smash the like button if you are just joining. Yeah, I stayed at my friend's house in Sacramento for a hot minute, like a month or so, and now that I've left, I've gotten a little ways down the road. I don't know. I miss them already. They're a good group of people. So, uh, yeah, I got to do a lot of fun things. We went to the city a couple times. The city being San Francisco. Went to a bluegrass show. That was pretty fun actually. Met up with some friends there from Slabs that aren't in Slabs right now because yeah, it is too hot down there. But I am headed that direction. If you guys want to see where I'm at, I'll give you a little peek. Just a random ass truck stop. Parked back here where the trucks go. And I stayed here last night. I'm going to be leaving here pretty soon. I do need to get fuel here. I'm really hoping they have an RV dump station because I need to dump my black water tank and my gray water tank. It's time to dump. I've been using it for about a month and it's not full yet, but I need to dump it. So I'm hoping they have a dump station here. When you have a full black water tank and you drive around, you start looking for a spot to dump, and that's where I'm at. But yeah, I'm gonna fill up here. I'm in California and I haven't filled up. I've got like a little bit more than a quarter tank, or maybe right at a quarter tank. So the last time I did this in Oregon and I filled up, it was $177. And I have a pretty good feeling it'll be more than that here. Dave and I pulled the air filter off of this thing when he was in Sacramento, and we got like probably 30 pounds of dirt out of it. Not that much. I'm exaggerating, but we got a lot of dirt out of the air filter. There's probably slabs in there from 2015. So I do need a new air filter in this thing. But since we did get so much dirt out of it, the RV is running a little bit better. The gas mileage is a little bit better, and I think that helped a lot. So, it still drinks gas, it's still guzzling it, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. I'm getting a little bit more power out of the motorhome when I'm going down the road. What's up, Michelle? Hey, Zig, on the road again. I see filling up in Cali does not sound fun. I'm guessing it'll be like at least $200, maybe more, probably more like $225 to fill this up. And I genuinely don't even know how much I've got right now. I haven't even looked at my bank account. You ever like get scared to look at your bank account? Like you're like, I don't know if I want to know how much I've got. That's where I'm at with it. And I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I've got so much farther to go in California diesel prices. Where am I headed? Michelle asks. I think I'm gonna hit up I'm not gonna go directly to Imperial Valley, but I am gonna hover around in Imperial Valley. I'm gonna wait for the weather to cool down there a little bit more. Like it's still like 95 and stuff in that area, and that's doable, but it's uncomfortable, and I don't have to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna hover at a higher elevation and then just wait. I'll probably be in that area for a couple of weeks. Where I'm at right now, there's no good free camping in the area, so I need to get a little farther, out into the desert where there is more options. But where I'm at now in Central California, not a lot of good options. So I'm posted up at this truck stop. You like to ignore your bank account most days. Yeah, me too. I think once I do this fill up, this will be the only fill up I'll be able to afford. And making it the rest of the month will be a struggle. But I'll have to find somewhere within this tank of gas to camp, long term. I'll have to find somewhere to camp long term with this tank of gas. So, I'm sure I'll figure it out. I just need to get further away from like built up areas. So, Michelle says, yeah, BLM would be a good option. Yeah, BLM would be a good option. There's not a lot of BLM where I'm at, so I've got to get farther away, or make like national forest would also work. I just got to get away from where I'm at. You know what I mean? To get a little further away from, like right now where I'm at, it's mostly farmland as far as the eye can see. So either I get up in the real high elevation, which is kind of nerve-wracking with this motorhome, if we're being honest. Climbing the hill isn't so bad, but coming down, it's nerve-wracking. And then, or I get farther south, like out into the desert. But I'm not sorry, somebody just walked right next to my motorhome. But I'm not, I don't know how many hours do I have until the desert? Let me look, actually. Like, I don't think I could get there, because this thing just drinks fuel. It just drinks fuel. So, I mean, Lake Isabella could be an option. It ain't free, but it's 4 hours away, 250 miles. That'd be pushing it. On one tank of gas, that would be pushing it. If I could get donations up, I could make it to Lake Isabella, and then I'd have somewhere to camp for a minute. Dave was telling me about this spot, so I've never camped there before. The road up to it does look like a shit show, if we're being completely honest. But maybe it's in a canyon. I bet you it is. I bet this is a canyon road, so it'll just be taking it slow. But that's one option. I haven't quite nailed down exactly where I'm going yet. You know what I mean? But the further south I go, also the further closer to LA I go. So I really need to figure out where I'm headed next, and I need to post up somewhere. There is national park. There's a Sequoia National Park, and I bet you there's free camping outside of it, which could be an option. But again, the road leading up to it looks like a shit show, and difficult roads. I could do it. I mean, it's doable in the motorhome. It's just more stressful. Plus, it's like mechanically, this thing isn't perfect. So the front end does need work. We tried to fix it before we left Oregon, Dave and I, but the Napa gave us the wrong parts, and then it was just time to go. So, I'm doing a full send all the way down. In any case, I'm hoping to get somewhere outside of the Imperial Valley, to answer your... That was a long answer for an easy question, but... Michelle says, don't blame you, still not really winter there yet. Wishing you good travels and miles of smiles. Thank you very much. Don't forget to smash the like button, everybody who's just joining. I am posted up at some random truck stop. Look at that thing, though. Look at that RV. How I covet thee. I bet you that's like just more reliable than mine. This thing is not... This is its last travel. Like, this is its last journey. I don't think I'll ever take this thing on to another journey after this. Like, it just needs so much work. This is just gonna primarily just be a house that I park somewhere and probably put it in storage, when I leave for the summer, and then take the van out, and then when I come back in the winter, I'll pull this out of storage. But I don't think I'll ever take this on a long trip again. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good little house. It's not such a great vehicle, and it's expensive. Hey, what up, Daryl? Good to see you, dude. Welcome to the chat. We're just chilling in a truck stop. Whenever I get done with this live stream, I'm gonna fire my my motorhome up, and I'm gonna go get fuel, which I'm a little nervous about the cost, how much that's gonna cost. That's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be fun. And in any case, after that, I need to dump my tanks. I need to dump my Blackwater tank, so that'll be the two things that I do, and then I'm gonna get a little farther down the road. Hopefully, I get another, like, maybe 2 hours down the road is probably what I'm figuring. I'll get a little farther, a little closer, stay at a truck stop. I figure if I do it that way, maybe the weather will break before I get there. But eventually I'm gonna run out of fuel. I don't have enough money to make it all the way to Slabs or to Bombay Beach this month. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to wait for next month to make it the rest of the way. So I need to find somewhere to post up for this month. I need to find somewhere like BLM or National Forest that I could linger for a little bit. And that can be a tough find sometimes, especially in California, especially with something this big. That could be a tough find. The closer I get to the desert, the better it'll be. But eventually, like, I'll hit Bakersfield, and I don't even know if I have enough fuel to make it to Bakersfield, to be honest with you, or money. But eventually, I'll make it to Bakersfield. After Bakersfield, I think I would be okay, because then it's just all desert. You know what I mean? What's up, Darren? Everyone's showing up. Yeah, but look at this thing. When I was traveling in my first minivan I ever had, whenever I'd see one of these, I'd be like, how much for a shower? Because it's like a whole ass house. That thing's bougie, though. I'll bet you that's like at least $100,000. Like 150 probably is more likely. It's got 2 slide outs I can see. It might have 2 more on the other side. Man, some of those on the inside are like nicer than any house I've ever had. Some of them on the inside are super bougie, you know what I mean? I used to go on YouTube just to look at like tours of motorhomes and then also like luxury yachts. I used to do that too. You know what I'm seeing in the sun? Like my mirror. I haven't actually cleaned my mirror in a minute. I do have glass cleaner, but I think it's in my van. My fucking throat has been sore. It started yesterday. Like my Adam's apple specifically is sore. Like it doesn't hurt to eat or drink, but it is sore. I am noticing it. Darren says, my backyard waiting for you. It will maybe get to 55 below in a month or two. What? 55 below? That's insane. That's so cold. That's so cold, dude. That's so fucking cold. I've been in some pretty extremely hot environments, but that is way too cold for no, absolutely not. It gets colder than that? Bro, you need to move. You need to live somewhere else. Somewhere that's not trying to kill you. Colder than... Okay, so here's why like negative 50 blows my mind a little bit. Is because water, okay? Like, and I know this is about to get a little sciencey, but water is... we know that water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, right? But if water is moving, then it can be 32 degrees without freezing. Or if water is pressurized, it can get below 32 degrees without freezing. Now, at what temperature, like the more pressure you put into a container with water, the colder it can get without freezing, without turning into ice. The more it's flowing, the more speed that it has, the colder it can get before it freezes. But there is a temperature where even water has to bow down to temperature, to lack of heat, really. And that's negative 50 degrees. At negative 50 degrees, no matter what, water will stop freezing, or will freeze, no matter how much pressure you add or whatever. So negative 50 is insane. Your pipes must burst every year. You know what I mean? You gotta, like, I don't know how you'd even circumvent that. Like, what do you do about your pipes in your house? You have to shut the water off? North Dakota, 50 miles off Canada border, like northern exposure shit. Yeah, dude. I wouldn't want to live in that. Hard pass. But I also feel the same way. That's like living somewhere where water boils. Like, it's just steam everywhere. Like, it blows my mind. Two Blocktown bar was open until a couple months back. Now no post office or bar. Just grain bins. Oh, so it's like farming land. I bet you have a real short farming season. While we're chilling, I got this new piece. My friends gave me some smoke before I left their house. I forgot what strain this is. It's like lemon something or other, but they grew it. And I'm gonna burn one down with you. In the new piece. Let me know what you guys are smoking on. Let me know what you're burning. Actually, the friends I was staying with have been, one of them anyways, has been on my channel before. If you guys remember when I got a tattoo down in Slab City, this is my tattoo artist. That's where I was staying. That's where I was staying. Sativa for sure. Yeah, it probably is. It probably is. What did you just post? What the hell did I call? Is it a bug? You guys, I need glasses. My eyes are getting worse and worse and worse. I'm starting to really notice it's harder and harder to read. But I think that's like a bug, dude. It's hard for me to tell. So yeah, after this, when I take off from here and I get fuel and I dump my Blackwater tanks, because that really needs to get done, my next stop will be, I think, an hour away. I think I've got about an hour drive before my next, like, pit stop. And then I might stay there for a day, maybe two, and then it'll be another random truck stop. You know, maybe that's what I could do. I could squeeze as many days out of truck stops until I run out of money, but I will be running out of money in the probably near future. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to post up. You know what I mean? And like, now that I think about it, I don't know how much fuel I have in the van either. I don't know, like, how many trips to store. That's gonna be a problem later too. I'll deal with that when we get there. I lost my littlest runt chihuahua that sat on my shoulders, baby Lynn. She had her last seizure the 22nd. Had to take her to the vet and let her rest. Man, that really sucks. I think I remember you posting that on your Facebook. But yeah, it sucks to lose your animal, your dog, you know, or pet or whatever it is. Like, you know, you guys know I recently went through that with Buddy too, and he wasn't even mine. It was just very upsetting. And so, you know, the best we can do for our animals is just give them the best life that we can. You know what I mean? Oh, you sent me a PayPal. Let me look. I didn't get a notification. Oh wait, maybe I did. Oh, Debbie, I did get that. Thank you so much for that. Debbie just sponsored a few gallons of gas. They did go through. Debbie says, "Hi, I sent you a PayPal if it went through, because I've been watching you for years and never commented. It feels like I owe you. I've enjoyed your videos. First, I want to say thank you so much. That was very, very generous of you. And that's very, very helpful. And I will say you don't owe me anything. I think it's awesome that you felt like compelled to donate and kick me down some fuel money, because I do need it, and I would like to get as close to, you know, somewhere comfortable as I can. But you don't owe me anything. I like to put out my content for free. You know, I don't want to... My videos, like, some YouTubers have, like, tier levels, you know what I mean? And, you have to pay for some of their content, and I've always just struggled with that, because not everyone can afford to. Not everyone can afford to pay. And I don't like doing that, I guess. So I do have tiers, but all it does is give you 24-hour access. So you don't owe me anything, but I'm super, super grateful. And yeah, Debbie says it feels good to help. It does. I like helping people too. I feel like that's why we're here. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the point. People are always talking about what's the point of life, or what's the meaning of life, and it's like to help each other. Like, it, you know, it seems so obvious to me sometimes, but you know, it's harder to do too. It's harder to do when you know, you can't help everybody, you know what I mean? And sometimes people don't want help. So, but we do the best we can. Thank you so much for that. That was really awesome. It does feel good to help. It does feel good to help. It, you know, like, that's something that you can do when you're feeling down. It's just, you know what? Maybe if I help somebody, it'll make me feel better. You know what I mean? Like, that's like good dopamine to get, if that makes any sense. There's bad dopamine out there too. Darren says, Zig, it's fun and good entertainment watching you through your adventure. Yeah, I appreciate that. I do like to share my adventure with people. I wish I had some mounting stuff in the front of the motorhome right now so I could film more of like the drive and whatnot. But I'm so hyper focused on the road and driving this thing, towing the van, that I'm not like filming very often. If I'm going real slow, I can film a little bit more, but I haven't figured out like a safe way to live stream while I'm driving. You know, like, it just wouldn't be very safe. So maybe that's something that can happen eventually, you know. Debbie says, your spider episodes were so good, you're a good guy. Well, and he wasn't. He wasn't a good guy, and frankly, he, like, hurt my fucking feelings. So, I'm glad you like those videos. Those was probably the most personal video I've ever done. So, it's good to get, like, positive feedback on that video. Since I have actually, believe it or not, gotten negative feedback on that video. Some people don't like seeing others succeed, I guess, so. But I'm gonna light this up. And that PayPal is very, very, like, very needed. Thank you so much, Debbie. Glad to have you in the channel, and you please feel free to comment. You know, if you're hanging out, feel free to comment, say hi, let us know where are you at in the world, Debbie. We got people from all over the world in this channel, and people from all walks or not walks of life. That was a pun at Darren. But where are you from? What's your story? Let us know. You can get to know a lot of the people in here. There's other YouTubers that all the people in this chat will follow other YouTubers as well, so you'll see the same names in other chats. Because all of us YouTubers who all started in the same area are kind of like linked together. Alpine, California. I feel like I know this spot. I feel like I was there not too long ago. I'm looking right now. Oh, I was not. But I will be driving. Oh, I have been to that area, but I wasn't recently. I'll be kind of not far from you, you know, this winter. So if you're in the area, come on, swing by, say hi. You like to watch Cause too? That's cool. Yeah, we started in the same spot. Me, Cornelius, Cause, Waterboy had a channel for a minute. Let's see, Nemo, he had a channel for a minute, but he lost his phone. Then when he got a new phone, couldn't get into his old Google account. And then I think that took the wind out of his sails as far as YouTube goes. Yeah, Darren started his channel. He says, I started my channel because of Zig. I got 1,500 subs now. Bro, that's rad, dude. You're halfway to where I'm at. You know what I mean? I would probably have more subscribers if I focused way more on my YouTube. But, you know, like, I don't know if I want that. Like, I do have a good friend of mine who has, like, 300,000 subscribers. And she is, I think she's struggling with whether or not she still wants it because she gets recognized everywhere she goes and shit like that. So, do you have the watch hours yet, Darren? Once you get enough watch hours, it's 4,000. Maybe they reduced that. I'm not exactly sure what the standard is now, but once you get 4,000 hours of watch hours in the last 365 days, not this year or next year, but in the last 365 days, you have 4,000 hours of watch time, then you can get monetized. But you won't make very much, you know what I mean? Like, I don't make a whole lot from the monetization. You know, if I have a video that does really, really good, you know, it's helpful, but for most of us, we're not making a whole lot from YouTube at all. Like every month, I think it's like, last month, I haven't even looked this month as a matter of fact. But last month I made it to $96, but I think I only made like $50. So it's like every 2, maybe 3 months that they pay out. A lot of people wanted to see Caveman if he would do stuff. I bet he would blow up. Yeah, I'm not sure why he never ended up starting that channel or like digging deeper into it. You know, we got him going. I think he's just a private guy. I think he just is a private guy. You know, he doesn't mind being on other people's channels sometimes, but there is a level of like, you know, you guys have access to me because I give you guys access to me, but I don't have access to you. So there's a level of separation from you and the channel members. You know what I mean? Alpine is between San Diego and El Centro on Highway 8. I'm sure you've driven through. Yeah, I have. 100% I have. 100% I have. I know that area. My, Dave and I fixed my propane, but it has another leak in it, and I haven't figured out where it's at. But we can smell propane before we left. So I haven't been making coffee. I could turn it on, make coffee, turn it off, but I haven't been making coffee. But I did have, there was a deal today at this truck stop. It's not a Pilot, but there is a deal that where if you bought one of these, you got one free. So I couldn't pass it up, and that was my coffee in the morning. Here's my second one. There's honestly, like, you know, Darren, going back to what Darren said, there's a lot of people in the slabs who I think would have great YouTube channels. People that you'd be very interested in. There's very eclectic people, very creative people that go to the slabs. I just don't think that they want to put themselves out there because, unfortunately, YouTube can be a negative place too. You know, there's a lot of trolls out there. So I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. But if you're just joining, don't forget to smash the like button. Or just hit dislike if you don't like me, that's fine. Either way, it's bringing activity to my channel. I'm still trying to figure out why this, like, I got that donation from Deb, but this phone didn't alert me. It was this one that did. And I feel like it should have given me a notification. I don't know why it didn't. I do like this. These Sherlocks I'm a big fan of. And this one isn't the best in the world, but I don't know. I've always liked this, about this size Sherlock. And you can see the smoke fall back down. You can see it all clearing out. You see it? How it like, oh, there it is. How it like, the smoke tumbles down as it drains out. It's like right there. Right now. Oh, I'm such a stoner. I know the smoke's all stale. Cheers. Yeah, hell yeah. Cheers. Some random truck stop off the interstate. The other day I stopped at a truck stop and it was way too late to be looking for a spot to park, but I got to a truck stop and all the spots were taken. Like there was nowhere for me to fit the motorhome in. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't consider that. What am I gonna do? And it was like, it was starting to get a little stressful because I didn't know where else to park, you know what I mean? So I had to like stop and look for spots on the map. And, you know, ended up accidentally turning the wrong way onto a road. And I had to, there was a barrier there, like a curb on one side. So I had to actually go down. I can't back up. The motorhome can't back up the way that the van's being towed. You can't back those trailers up if you're on a dolly. So I just had to like full send. It was late at night, thankfully, and there's no traffic, but I pulled into the first parking lot that I could find, and then I got stressed out, like, am I even gonna be able to fit in this parking lot? Like, this sucks. The only option is really, it'd be unhook everything back there, flip the motorhome around, rehook everything back up. That's like an hour of work I did not want to do. But thankfully, it was a pretty big gas station that I pulled into, and like a side entrance thing. Pulled back down to the road, eventually found a spot on the side of the road that I could park. And it was in between a whole bunch of other semi-trucks that also didn't have any room at the truck stop. So, parked on the side of the road, and the next day I woke up to the fucking knock. I got a knock from some unarmed police, like, parking enforcement, knocking on the wrong side of my motorhome. I thought they knocked on my door, so I went out there was no one there. But then in my side view mirror, I saw somebody walking back to the back of the motorhome, so I hopped out, and she was like, oh, there's a no parking area. And I looked around, I'm like, I don't see any signs that say that. And she's like, yep, from here all the way down. And I was like, oh, I just parked here with the semi-trucks last night. And she's like, oh, they're gone now. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll take off. Anyways, I haven't gotten the knock too many times, but it was a weird way to wake up. And there literally was no signs saying no parking. Didn't exist. But I've learned my lesson. Don't try to... You got to get to the truck stops early if you want a good spot. If you get there late, you might not find a spot. You know, a rest stop could be a good option for me to stay at for a minute too. On the way down. I just keep going to truck stops because there's so many amenities there. You know what I mean? There's you know, showers at truck stop. There's restaurants, like fast food usually, at a truck stop. There's you know, bathrooms. You can go in there and get a snack or whatever, fuel. Rest stop usually is just somewhere to pee, so. You should have a do not disturb sign. Yell, I don't need any room service. Yeah, I should. Yep. I mean, this thing does look like Breaking Bad. Like, first of all, the motorhome is old, and it's like clearly needs a paint job type of shit. It's like dingy, you know what I mean? The door has been replaced. The front facing side of the door. One of my doors on my thing over here has been replaced too. One of the doors on my storage. Also, the mural painted on the motorhome, and as cool as it is, I don't think it's doing me any favors. You know what I mean? So, I'd like to get that painted over, but then again, like, if it's never going to leave the Imperial Valley, maybe it doesn't have to be painted over. But when I leave the Imperial Valley, yeah, I genuinely don't think it's doing me any favors. So, yeah, I've been really considering having it painted over. I do know an artist that already said they would do it, but I obviously wouldn't be free. So, yeah. I can see why I would get the knock, is the point I'm making. Just because of the motorhome I've got. But I'm going to show you this window and where I'm at, because yep, that's where I'm at. If I trusted my van, I'd make a trip there. To the truck stop? I don't know if that's the spot you want to come visit, but you can come hang out in the truck stop. You find you a lot lizard, my friend. You know, it's funny too. I hear all about lot lizards all the time, and I have never seen one. Like, maybe I didn't register that's what it was. I don't know, but never ever, like, maybe it's not in the areas I go to. I guess I'm not sure, but maybe I have and didn't know it. I don't know. Oh, you were talking about slabs? Yeah, that's a better spot to visit than a truck stop. That area. Definitely a unique spot, you know what I mean? Definitely a unique spot. Your dream is to go there when I'm there. Dude, I'm always in the area somewhere. You know, maybe not in slabs, but I'm usually within a couple hours of slabs. But there is a lot of other spots in the Southwest that I haven't gone to that I'd like to go to. But I haven't gone to it because I spent all my time in slabs. So I would like to show you guys more of the Southwest. There's national parks down there we could drive to, you know. I could take the van and just camp in the van. My goal this winter is to build out the van, take it on a few trips, and I'll take you guys with me. But I'd like to build out the van and make it even more comfortable than it was before. Because before it was just like a mattress on the ground, but I could do more with that van if I just have the resources. And I think where I'm headed this winter, I'm gonna have the resources, so I think I'm gonna be able to have access to, like, get some lumber and tools and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, we can go to slabs, dude. Swing on down. you're in a wheelchair, yeah. So you'll probably need the um like off-road tires and get like tracks or some shit. Dude, I think I'm getting sick. I don't feel sick, but my throat's sore. It's like right here in the front too. It's not like on the it's not my glands at all. It's my Adam's apple. It's weird. So it doesn't hurt to swallow or anything, but I'm getting sick. Worst case scenario, I find a VA hospital somewhere and go get it checked out. Oh, you have a wheelchair van with the floor cut down. You have another one too that needs a power steering pump. I got you. I would definitely be driving out of that cold, bro. I bet you the winter in Slabs is like the summers where you're at. Like, don't get me wrong, it's probably more like your spring, I would say. Like winters in Slabs, it does get chilly. It's just real short season. It'll get down to 32 degrees, every once in a while. It'll get chilly, but for the most part, while you're there, it's pretty nice weather. I kind of like it when it gets cold there, though, because it kills all the bugs, or at least they go dormant, they fuck off. All the bugs are gone, all the flies are fucking gone, and you can finally hang out. But the Imperial Valley as a whole, just lots of flies, dude. The desert has a lot of flies. $15 people in here, 5 likes. Don't forget to smash the like button. We're all just chilling. Random truck stop somewhere in California. After this live stream's over, I'm gonna go get some fuel, and then go dump my tanks, my black water, my gray water, and mosey on down the road a little bit farther. Maybe make it another 2 hours today. Filling up on California diesel is probably going to be about 200, probably more than $200. In Oregon, when I filled up, and I had about the same amount of fuel, it was $177. And so here, when I fill up, I haven't filled up yet. All the way down here, I was like 100 here, 100 there. But now that I'm, that was last month on my way down. This month, it's gonna be. I could do the same thing, but I know I'm gonna need at least 1 tank of gas to get to where I'm going. I'm not gonna make it all the way to Slabs on 1 tank of gas, but 1 tank of gas is about what I can afford. So, if I want to survive the rest of the month, and even then, it's not leaving me a whole lot for food. I need to get on food stamps or something. That's another thing I'm gonna do when I get down south, is get on food stamps. I slept in Mojave Desert on the edge of Palmdale. I can't hear that word without singing. In winter, I froze my ass off. Then I went to shelter and ate bone soup, and they gave me cat food about 21 years ago. Michelle says, I'm looking to go ship rock New Mexico this winter. Super excited. You're gonna go ship rock? That sounds like you're doing drugs, girl. I know that you're not, because New Mexico, Arizona, and really famous for minerals and rocks. But I'm shipping rock, girl. Yeah, Palmdale's a little higher in elevation than Slabs, though. I could see it getting cold there in the winter, for sure. There has been, it doesn't happen very often, but there has been winters where, Zag's water dish froze solid at nighttime. It thawed out, during the day, but at nighttime, you wake up and she's I could hear her licking her bowl. And I'm like, oh, is her water empty? And I look over and it's just solid ice, That's how cold it would get sometimes. Michelle says, That's one perk of being a veteran. I hate how the country doesn't take better care of veterans. Thank you for your service, Zig. Yeah, thank you for that. Thanks for the support. Check out Lone Pine, California, and Mount Whitney. It's a traveler's paradise. What's up, Heath? I'm gonna look this up now, Mount, because you would know. You would know. Dang, that might be hard to get to in a motorhome. Yeah, it's on a. I see the area you're talking about, though. I was actually thinking Lake Isabella. But yeah, that's on the other side of the Sierra Nevadas. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know where I'm gonna stay yet. I mean, I need to hit up Dave and get a little bit more details about camping at Lake Isabella. Find out how much it costs, because I know it's not free, but it's like you pay to go on and then you can camp type shit. Hey, what up, Vintage? What's up, dude? Welcome to the chat, bro. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm gonna linger before I go down to Imperial Valley, waiting for the weather to break down there. Yeah, what are you up to? Rocks and crystals, carvings and gems. I overdid it. Now I have a ton of them and I need to sell. I even have a dinosaur rocks with water in them. You mean like prehistoric rocks, like geodes, right? Like I know some geodes have water in them. You're chilling in the desert? Which desert you in? Where are you at? Are you already down in the queue? Is that where you're spending the winter? I know people are starting to arrive down there. Sonoran Desert, yeah. Yeah. Spent some time in that desert. Tuscan. Yeah, you're in Tucson? Isn't it kind of cold in Tucson right now? I thought it was. Or maybe it's about to be cold. Sparking's up in Arlington, Washington. I've been to Arlington, Washington. That's a cool spot. Black agate, hydro rock, and then a clear quartz with a water bubble. That's so cool, dude. No Shiprock, New Mexico is... New Mexico is a place, it's a tectonic plate in the middle of the desert. Look it up, it's amazing. Yeah, I will look it up. Today's in the 70s, we still cracking 90s some days. You headed to Q. Am I head to court? I might. Damn, that truck's loud as hell. I might end up somewhere near. I might end up going through Quartzsite at some point this winter, but I'm so like 1 year in Quartzsite will burn me out on Quartzsite for the next 5. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my vibe. I don't know if Slabs is either, but it's closer to my vibe. Bombay's closer to my vibe. Quartzsite's like, I don't know. It was last year. I just get so bored there, bro. I just get so bored in Quartzsite. There's nothing to do. There's literally nothing to do. Most of the people there aren't my age, you know what I mean? So, you know, like, I had more people, like more of those boomers talk shit to me for walking around filming than, you know, anything else. Like, it's just not my... It's so weird that all these guys watch all these YouTubers, but then they, like... and then they talk shit while someone's sitting there fucking filming. He says, Lake Isabella, there's free campgrounds there going towards Kernville, and then check out Miracle Hot Springs. I think I've been to Miracle before. Maybe it was Oh My God Hot Springs that I've been to. You're going to do a hangout down in Kofa 2026. Lake Isabella would be nice. Keeps talking about Lake Isabella too. He kept bringing it up, saying it would be a spot that I could linger for a minute, you know. I'd probably have to get like everything I needed. I don't know how many services would be in that area. I feel like I've been to Lake Isabella before, but I think I came in from the other way, not the way I'm at now. So I don't know how that road is. And looking on the map, the road is like, and in this thing, that sucks. Vintage is all over my YouTube. Hell yeah, check out his channel, dude. He has some cool videos. He would have featured my van before it blew up, if it didn't blow up. I had a pretty cool vintage van that blew up. I still feel like I'm climbing out of that hole. Like, it's nice to have the motorhome, and I'm not ungrateful. I'm grateful to have the van. But I would trade both of these for that van back and have it running well. I think it was worth more than both of these vehicles combined. For one, it was just exactly what I needed at the time. And, you know, gone. It's like I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain to people that don't travel. It's like your worst nightmare when you're on the road and there's like all of your wealth, all of your lifestyle, all your literal home is now the biggest anchor. You know what I mean? Like the biggest. Do you walk away from it? Do you spend a ton of money fixing it? How are you going to get the money? Because most of us don't have that kind of money to just swap motors and vehicles whenever we want. So I still feel like I'm climbing out of that. I think I do okay for myself off of that $1,000 a month, and just having that van, it represented a lot of money that I had once had, that I had made last. You know what I mean? Up until that point. So. Vintage says, Michelle, last time I was up there, they were closing the power plant down. All the roads were shut down 941 to 64. I haven't actually stayed up on the chat, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, it's a good thing you're all over his YouTube, man. YouTube's pushing the algorithm. Like, the algorithm's pushing you. That is a good thing. I actually met Vintage Van Life in Quartzsite last season. Super cool dude, super nice, and I actually haven't looked. Like, I've caught a couple of your live streams over the year or so, but I haven't looked at your subscriber count in a minute, so I'm gonna go look it up now. But yeah, that means that YouTube is pushing, the algorithm's pushing your channel, bro. Yeah, you're killing it. You're killing it. Yeah, well done. I like vintage vans too. So, you know. The times change so much with each crowd every winter. That's true. Every season's completely different. You know, every season's different. There's some people that went there, you know, who were like there every day the winter before, and it was their first season. They never come back. And some people who will stay, and then some people who've been there a long time that aren't showing up, and everyone's like, where the hell is so-and-so? You know, like, Yeah, I don't know. Slabs is very, very different every year. It's like the same bones, you know what I mean, but still different. Um, there's still a lot in the Southwest that I would like to go check out. The Saguaro National Park. Um, I've shown you guys Joshua Tree, but there's a whole bunch of other areas nearby that are kind of cool. You know what I mean? That are worth showing. I've never brought you guys to Slowjamistan, which is a micronation right there in the Imperial Valley. It's not even that far. It's just on the other side of the Salton Sea. So, you know, never took you guys out there. I've been out there before, but I haven't been there since I started my YouTube channel. What do I think about 31 Atlas? Isn't it 3i Atlas? Well, in any case, he's talking about the interstellar object that's going to be passing through the solar system, or that is passing currently through the solar system. I mean, I think it's fascinating. I think we've only identified 3 interstellar objects that have passed through our solar system in history. I'm sure there has been a whole bunch, but this is something that we've only recently had. Like, I'm sure we've missed a lot too, because there's a lot of room out there. I think it's pretty fascinating though. Like, it would be cool to get a sample of it. I think to like be able to grab a piece of it and bring it back home and study it, because we could currently only study things from within our solar system. So this is one of very, very few objects we've ever identified passing through from somewhere else. And what information could we learn from it? Like, I'm curious. Maybe we won't find out exactly where it came from, but we can find out what's on that thing and what it's made out of, and maybe how it formed, maybe not. I don't know. I think it's fascinating. I'm into all that kind of stuff. Dude, you want to go to Slowjamistan too? We should go. We should do it, dude. We should go to Slowjamistan. I'll be down there within the next couple of weeks, you know what I mean? Not in Slowjamistan, but in that area, so yeah, it's doable. It's doable. I haven't been there in a minute, but it's pretty cool. Michelle says, I looked at getting a Class C or a transport style van, but I'm on the East Coast a lot and not as camper traveler friendly. Right now, mostly Airbnbs. It's nice, but packing up all the time sucks. So you're absolutely right, Michelle. You do have to travel differently on the East Coast than you do on the West Coast. West Coast is way more friendly about this stuff, mainly because we have a lot more public lands, right? Like BLM, National Forest, Army Corps of Engineers. These aren't as common on the East Coast as they are in the West Coast. Federal lands are way more common in states that are just so big that the state can't afford to manage all the land, so they let the feds do it, and that means it's everybody's land. You know what I mean? It's your land. It's my land. Okay, yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I'm so fucking weird. But it's just less common over there. So when you're camping on the East Coast, you have to have like more stealth. It's stealth camping. Stealth van life. That's your best option over there. Unless you don't mind living in parking lots, because it's either stealth camping or parking lots. You're going from this Golden Corral that lets you park there, to this Planet Fitness, to this Walmart, which Walmart's starting to nix that shit too. So I don't know, like it's getting harder and harder, and if you're on the East Coast, she's right, it's a lot less friendly than it is on the West Coast. It's way more common over here, because this is also where a lot of snowbirds come. The snowbirds who are on the East Coast are spending a lot of money to stay at RV parks in the winter. They are, maybe have a property up north, but they are spending a lot of money to have RV parks in the winter, because it's not like they can just BLM camp or go out into the desert, not in Florida. It's an arrestable offense to sleep on public lands in your vehicle, or I'm sorry, on public streets in your vehicle in parts of Florida. So yeah, gotta spend money. Even when I was going down there and camping, I had to spend money to stay at a campground that was like, oh, our tent area is over there. That's like mostly RVs, but you will put these peasants in the corner over yonder under that tree. And I don't know. Not a big fan of Florida. Not a big fan of the state that has voted down weed like several times. Like, they're just voting to literally lock up veterans, you know, for smoking pot. Like, for, oh, stoner veteran, send him to jail, he's a threat. Like, and not just veterans, but like the little old lady that likes to smoke weed, or the guy who works like 2 jobs and he's blue collar and, you know, has 3 kids or whatever, and he goes to jail for smoking fucking weed. Stupid. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I'll go. I'll do it. I tend to avoid states like that, though. That, like, Idaho is another one I actively try to avoid. Even though I broke down in Idaho just a couple of months ago on the side of the road with this thing. I couldn't wait to get out of there. But anyways, let's see. You guys got me. Oh, it's only been an hour? Bro, why does it feel like it was so... I mean, we can hang out a little more. Middle of the day is when I like to leave, because the truck stop does actually empty out a little bit in the middle of the day. And then I have room to maneuver. I don't have to wait in line for fuel, because there's all morning has been a line for the fuel right here. So the line's getting smaller. The fuel here, I can show you what it is. This is the part that sucks. Let me show you. This is the part. It's... Oh, it's like flashing, right? You guys can't really see it. $5, $5.25. $5.25. That's the cost of diesel here. And then I know it says $5.24, but it's $5.24.9. 5.249. It might as well be fucking $5.25. That shit's obnoxious. You're not paying $5.24. You're paying much closer to $5.25. But yeah, $5.25 for this big ass gas tank. Good to see you, Zig. Nice to meet everyone. See you when I get my glasses. I can't see a thing. I'm so old. Yeah, my eyes are getting worse too, dude. Can we get that wiggle again, Zig? What wiggle? Did I wiggle? I don't remember. I'll have to play it back later. I don't remember if I wiggled. Does Zig wiggle? Zig don't wig. Stupid. But yeah, don't forget to smash that like button for those just joining. I woke up at this truck stop, this random truck stop, somewhere in Central California. Honestly, I have no idea what town I'm in. And I'm gonna be driving for another maybe 2 hours. I'm gonna drive, like, get a little farther down the road today. Like probably 2 hours down the road today. Find another truck stop to post up at, and then I'm just taking my time with this trip. But yeah, I'll find another truck stop to post up at down the road. Stay there for a day, as I iron out exactly where I'm going. But I'm not a truck driver, but I feel like we can hang out. No one ever hangs out at truck stops. You ever notice that? Like, all these people have the same lives, same profession. Like, you would think, I know there's a lounge in a lot of truck stops, but even when you go check out the lounge, like, they're never talking to each other. Like, they're not playing cards, or like, you know, you would think, I don't know why, but maybe that's just how my brain works. I'd be wanting to hang out. All you do is spend all your day in your vehicle. And then when you're around a bunch of people who also do that, you don't even, like, they just hang out in their trucks all day. I'd be having, like, I'd throw out a chair and a table, you know, like, having a drink, just chilling. You can't smoke while you're a truck driver, but, I don't know, I'd be trying to hang out with people, man. Like, have a deck of cards out on a table and just be like, a sign that says, let's play cards. Or like a chess table or something. Open the window. That's what it sounds like all day long. It gets kind of hot during the day, but thankfully it gets cool enough at night that I get to sleep pretty well. Right now, it's just so packed in here. My RV is like full of stuff. I've got stuff everywhere, and I've got a lot of like George's stuff I'm bringing down to his daughter right now. So I don't know. Once I get down there, I'll be able to get all of George's stuff out of the RV, and then I can find spots for all of my stuff because my stuff is literally laying around all over the place, and I really don't have any more room for it because of transporting all this stuff down here. But actually, I'm gonna close that, and I need to go. I need to pee again, so I'm gonna leave you guys with a cool view while you wait. Yeah, this is it. Life at a truck stop. Yep, you did a zig wiggle. I don't know what I did. I'll have to play it back later and find out what wiggle I did. Life at a truck stop. You can see how busy it is with the trucks coming in and out all day. It takes them a while to fuel up too. Their gas tanks are huge. But this is what I hear all day long. Thankfully, I got my solar, so my fridge is going. Got a little bit of food. I went grocery shopping before I left Sacramento. This guy's got, what is this thing? A hay elevator? I don't know what that is. A granary of some kind? Yeah, probably shoots grain or something up there. Dumps it into a truck. I don't know, dude. Truck stops be, nobody hangs out more in life. In general. Really? Is it no one hangs? Not in my life, man. That's pretty much all we do. We hang out with each other to the point where you get sick of each other. And there's a lot of farming equipment coming through. I am in farm country. Fun fact, California grows most of the country's food. California is a pretty important state for the food in our country, not just in the country, but exports too. Everyone is lost in the matrix, dude. It's wild. You know what I mean? It's organized and not chaotic. It's a well-oiled machine of different systems combining at one point, like a fuel station. All these different businesses, all the people that ordered everything that's on that truck, how the fuel got into the tanks under the ground. All of these coalesce at gas stations. Our whole economy coalescing at every gas station or every truck stop really throughout the country. So many rat races represented right here at a truck stop. And I still haven't seen a fucking lot lizard. I don't know what the hell everyone's talking about. Maybe they're on the East Coast, I don't know. I actually don't really like truck stops on the East Coast. But here pretty soon, I'm going to be leaving this truck stop and going to another truck stop. See? Probably a few hours down the road. Let's flip this around. Everyone is lost in the Matrix. Although traveling in a semi-truck without a trailer on the back would be kind of cool. Like if I could afford it, they've got whole sleepers back there. I've seen some with like giant sleepers, like basically a whole motorhome strapped to the ass end of a semi-truck, and then it's still pulling a little trailer, you know. Everyone is lost in the Matrix. I'll be on for there probably another 50 minutes, maybe 30 or whatever, maybe 20, but I was thinking about doing a 2-hour live stream and hanging out for a minute before I hit the road. Mostly just procrastinating, getting in line for fuel, and then doing the dump tank, the dumping my tanks. I actually need to find out if this truck stop even has a dump station. I'm not sure that they do, but Dave calls it a reset, so I'm gonna call it that now. I need to reset. I need to fuel. I need to dump my tanks and get some water, which I think I'm actually pretty good on water. I haven't opened the tank and looked at it yet, but I think my water tank's doing all right. But I definitely need to dump my tanks. And you know you need to dump your tanks when you drive around and your whole RV just smells like a month's worth of your shit. So it's time. It's time to do it. Makes the drive short. Like, oh, I need to park. There are like chemicals you can dump down there to, you know, whatever, make it smell like fucking chemicals and shit, but it's better to just dump it. But it's like the least glamorous thing about RV life is dumping your black water tank and your gray water tank. But it's gotta be done, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly like having a bathroom like on board. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna have that in the minivan. So that means that like changes where you'll camp. You have to camp somewhere that you have enough privacy to go dig a hole, or you have to camp somewhere that provides a bathroom, and a lot of times those are not free. Sometimes you can find free ones. They're kind of rare. So whenever I do find a free one that has a bathroom, I'm like, oh man, this is so sick. There's always, not always, but there's oftentimes out here on the West Coast, if you have like a national forest campground, there's camping within, you know, 5 miles, you know, if you're out in the woods. There's usually free camping somewhere, and it's a public bathroom regardless if you're camping there or not. So you can go into the campgrounds and use their bathrooms. It's something I've definitely done before. Camped out in the woods, driven to the campground for their bathrooms, and even their water. I've filled up in water at campgrounds before and then just dipped. Like, you know, it's fucking, you know, coming out of the ground, so it's water. Like the well's already dug. It's already drilled. But in this thing, it is nice having a bathroom on board. You know what I mean? It's a good thing. Oh no. I don't know why my other phone isn't charging. This phone I've had for a long time. But I think it's like, oh, my battery's turned off. Weird. There we go. I don't know. Remember turning that off. I have a 12-volt outlet right here that powers all my 12-volt stuff, essentially. I'll show you. It's this battery level right here. This is my fridge plugged into it. These are a bunch more outlets I have plugged in. Blah, blah, blah. Some outlets on the side. So, and then I have that, which is for the inverter. So I can run 110, but I'm not running a whole lot of 110 while I'm in travel mode. When I'm in travel mode, it's just my fridge. It's really just keeping my fridge on, charging my phones. Once I get settled and parked somewhere, I'll use the 110 to run, you know, anything that I might want to run. My laptop, watch TV, you know what I mean? So, but for the most part, shut up. It's coming directly from my batteries, which are also 12 volt. So if I can run everything off USB or a 12 volt outlet, that's a little bit better, because when you change the electricity from DC to AC, it takes power to do that. So there's actually some energy loss in the changing of the type of energy from DC to AC. So the inverter it's okay, but it's a little bit less efficient than if you can do the same thing with 12 volt. If you can do the same thing with 12 volt, you're not going to have any of that energy loss when you're changing one type of energy to another. So there's your energy physics for the day. One of the laws of energy is that it can't be destroyed or changed, but it can be changed, or it can't be destroyed or created, but it can be changed from one type of energy to another type of energy. But whenever you do that, there is not 100% efficiency. There's some loss that you get. So yeah, see, there's a truck that's pulling around that ain't got no trailer, dude. I could travel in that. I actually did know a guy that traveled in a semi-truck with a trailer. And inside of the trailer was completely converted. It converted the inside of the trailer to be like a house, right? And then he traveled in that, and since it wasn't for commercial, it changed the laws, but he did have to keep the CDL. But yeah, and then he pulled it with a semi-truck. It was pretty cool, actually. I imagine he doesn't get to go to very many campgrounds in that thing. It'd be better to park it on land or something, but, it'd be what it be. It's actually going to be hard for me to pull out of here because this area gets backed up with trucks from time to time. Like, they'll park right in front of me, basically, for like an hour while they run in and do whatever they got to do, and then I know I can't get out like that. The spot next to me right here is open, which surprises me. It won't be tonight if I'm still here, which I won't be here, but it won't be tonight. But it's open. Usually these spots are pretty full. Fun at the truck stop. Sure hope they have a dump station here, though. See, this guy, it's just like a line of trucks, so sometimes it slows down, and yeah, if I wanted to leave right now, I couldn't. There's also another truck parked right in front of the motor home down there. And that Enterprise truck parked in front right there, so it'd be hard to get out right now. Are those onions? Those are onions. Just a whole shitload of onions, dude. We're in farm country out here. And, diesel right now is $5.25 a gallon. So I got like 6 hours of driving to get all the way to where I'm going, and at $5.25 a gallon, and at like 8 miles per gallon, which this RV is getting, probably about that, I could use help. So if anyone wants to, send me sponsor a gallon of diesel, of California diesel, that would be great. My links are in the description of this video, and pretty sure that my link tree is pinned to the top, but I'm not sure if it is. It was definitely the first comment in the chat. I don't think I ever pinned it, though. Did I lose my chat? I'm curious. Sometimes you guys just go quiet, which is fine, and then sometimes I definitely lose my chat and it's not showing up anymore, and I get like a little paranoid because YouTube's app, I don't know, dude. I've never had great experiences with it. Just semi-truck after semi-truck. Oh, that was my new pipe I just knocked down. Oh, are you okay? Are you alright? Yeah, you're okay. I have broken so many Sherlocks that are shaped just like this. Just like this. And I've broken them. Every one of them. And I just got this one not too long ago. And I also got some weed given to me too. And I don't want to break this one. So, yeah, my friends hooked me up on my way out. But yeah, anyways, I was saying, sometimes you guys go dark. Sometimes my chat stops showing up on here. And I haven't ever figured it all out, like why it disappears. But looks like my chat's okay. You guys just went quiet. That's okay. You don't have to talk. We're still chilling. That lighter's dead. Do you like this thing? It's fun. It's fun. I think Michelle's #1 top fan on this live stream. Yep. Sure is. I think followed by Darren. But in my eyes, Debbie gave a pretty damn good donation. So, I'm going to put her at the top, regardless of what YouTube says. Sorry, Michelle. You are the chattiest. I like that. I like chatty members. But I appreciate y'all road dogs hanging out with me on this fine Tuesday. Thursday? I don't even know what day it is. It's a Thursday. Oh, cool. That's funny. All the days blur together in this lifestyle. You can ask any nomad. They all just kind of blur together. You don't really know from day to day what day it might be. From day to day, you don't know what day it is today. A little bit of Dr. Seuss in your face. Because there's a rocket in my pocket. You guys ever heard people rap Dr. Seuss books? It's pretty cool, actually. I dig it. So, you guys don't know these people, these friends of ours, but pretty much everyone in Slabs knows these people. But there's they're good folks. They're good people who we're all friends with, basically. And anyways, they were in San Francisco making money at festivals, and somebody broke into their van and stole their power station. You know how I have the 500 watt and the 300 watt power stations, the Jackeries that I've got. Someone stole theirs, and that was their only source of electricity, was that power station. So I ended up donating them my 500 watt one. I have two, and I have the solar system on the motorhome. So I gave them the good one of the two power stations I had to replace the one that was stolen. You know, sucks to get your shit broken into. So now I am down a power station, but that's fine because I do like Deb said earlier, you know, it feels good to help people, and that was something I could do. Originally, I was going to give him the 300 watt one, the smaller of the two, but the way that he charges it, the smaller one that I have didn't have that outlet in it to charge it, so I gave him the bigger one just so he'd be able to charge it. And Michelle with the donation. Shit, yeah, thank you so much, Michelle. Michelle just sponsored a few gallons of fuel too. That California diesel is expensive. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate that. Darren says, it's a good day. I woke up. And Debbie says, oh, thanks. I just wanted your day to be good. It is a good day. Just like Darren says, I woke up. Although I do think that I'm, like, I don't know if I'm catching a cold. Usually cold is my glands on the side, but this is in the front. So, I'm a little bit concerned about that, I guess. But I don't feel like I have a fever or anything like that. But my throat is sore. And I'm not sure why. I think I'm going to go get some, like, Tylenol, maybe a fever reducer of some kind, just in case for the next leg of my trip. Maybe it'll give me autism. Michelle says not gonna have my number one spot back. That's funny. You guys can share number one. How about that? We got 2 queens today. Green tea and honey. That's not a bad idea. I think I actually do have honey in my pantry. Although I might not. I'm not honestly sure if I do. Honey isn't something I typically buy. But hell yeah, I got 2 donations. Donation. If I was to start a country, that's what I'd call it. And we would be the poorest. What are you honking about, bro? Calm down. Calm down. Oh, I see. One of the trucks cut another truck in the gas line. Or is that the scales? It's one of the two. He cut in line to go to the scales. Yeah, that's what it was. You comment more, you can have it. That's funny. Trying to catch a lot lizard. I honestly have never seen a lot lizard, man. Like, I genuinely haven't. I feel like maybe they're not real. Maybe they're an East Coast thing. I don't really travel too much on the East Coast. If I was to go to the East Coast, it would have to be stealth. You know what I mean? You have to, like, be stealth, park in a neighborhood or something, be gone, and you have to wake up early in the morning every day and get the fuck out of wherever the fuck you're staying at. Go to a park or something. It's just so much more difficult. Maybe that's where all the lot lizards are, though. But I ain't never seen one. And if I have, I didn't know it was a lot lizard. I had no idea if I ever saw one before. Didn't register in the brain, you know what I mean? I bet you they are on the East Coast. I'm gonna Google this when I get off of here. Where's all the fucking lot lizards? What's the deal with all the lot lizards? They're like a mythical creature, like a unicorn. Yeah, probably. Except you can catch these ones. That's all you can do is catch shit from it. You can catch it, you can catch herpes, you can catch diseases, you can catch an infection, catch a charge. Unicorn, it's like the opposite of a unicorn. Unicorn, you can't catch. Calm down with your brakes. I actually do wish I had air brakes. Air brakes would be pretty useful. Like Pokemon catch them all. That's gross. I gotta be honest, driving this thing is stressful. When I got here, I don't know why. I think it was one of the turns I made as I was coming in here, but one of the straps on the van, holding the van on, had come loose. So I had to restrap the van down. But I think it was one of the turns I made that made like it come loose. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my fuel and my dump station and stuff, and then I'm gonna park somewhere and recheck everything. I'll probably drive to the nearest like rest stop and then stop again, check everything back there. But it makes me nervous. Makes me nervous for that van to fly the fuck off of there. That's the thing that stresses me out the most with driving this. I don't have a camera either. So, you know, I don't even know if I would notice. Don't even know if I would notice. Like Pokemon, catch them all. It's so awful. So awful. No bueno. Oh yeah. I should have had you guys guess how much fuel was here before I showed you. That's so expensive. Back in my day, not really though, when I was growing up, I remember gas. These two gas stations in Bend had a gas war. Town Pump and Arco had a gas war, and it was so cool. If one day one of them would be down a penny less than the other one, the next day the other one would drop 2 pennies. So they were one below the other one. And the next day the other one would drop 2 pennies. And they would just keep doing this. And you'd have to like go to figure out which one was cheaper. And at one point it didn't matter. But it was like 76 cents, I think, is the cheapest I ever saw it get to. $5.25. $5.25 here. You know, I heard a lot of this from when my grandparents or my dad or whatever. Like, things were a lot cheaper when I was growing up, but I think it's drastically worse now. Like, the difference between, you know, my grandparents and the cost of things when I was a kid versus the cost of things now and when I was a kid is so much steeper, you know. And every year the VA gives, see, this dude just parked in front of me. Every year the VA gives these a raise to people on disability. It's called a cost of living adjustment, right? COLA raise. It's supposed to increase with the rate of inflation. It's the idea, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't increase at the rate of inflation. So it's not really a cost of living adjustment, is it? It's like, here, peasants, have some more pennies. When I first got on VA disability, I got my 50% award. I was making $850. That was 13 years ago. $850. Now, the last COLA adjustment brought me up to $1,050 a month. So that's how much I make every month, $1,050. Hey, there's Dave Lowe. There's D Lowe, my tech guy. Oh, in the background. How you doing, man? For those who don't know, Dave is on a road trip with his 90-year-old grandmother. They went to Texas, but they stopped at a lot of cool spots along the way. And they went to like a donkey rescue, and I saw the pictures this morning of the donkey rescue. It's pretty cool. Grandma's been donating to this donkey rescue for a lot of years, so they took a road trip out there. But I am curious, Dave, since we got you on for a minute, what was your favorite stop along the way? Was it the meteor crater? What was your favorite? Yeah, you went to a lot of places from Tahoe to Texas. Oh, Zion. Zion's a good one for sure. I have been to Zion. Did you go all the way back into Zion? And was it open? When I went there, you couldn't go all the way back into the canyon without taking like their bus system. And the bus system was just like a nightmare. Like, looking at it stressed me out. So we didn't go all the way back there, but it was really, really cool. So you could, okay. Yeah, part of it back then, you couldn't drive your vehicle all the way to the back. You had to like hop on their bus, and they'd shuttle you out to the rest of the park and like stop at all the things along the way, like all the camp. You know, it was weird. Maybe I should go check out Zion again one of these days. But Zion is also probably one of the worst windstorms I was ever camped in. Not the worst one I've ever driven through, but definitely one of the worst ones I've ever camped in. I thought I was in my last motorhome, and I was like really worried I should like tape up my windows because the wind was coming in so strong. It was wild. Might have just been the time of year. Glad I didn't drive my truck through Carmel Pass. Super windy through there, I'm assuming. Yeah, Zion's a pretty windy spot. Just like that whole area of Utah is a pretty windy spot. This thing would be a sail through there too. Yeah, you don't think about the wind when you're traveling. Like, the people that don't travel don't think about the wind, but those of us who do travel, especially in RVs and motorhomes, Dave's top heavy as shit, so we have to look up the wind forecast over the next few days if we're going somewhere, especially out in the desert. Especially out in the desert. Yeah, you gotta look up if it's gonna be windy, because if it is, I don't want driving that shit. Michelle says, had a phone call, but you'll never think of Pokemon the same. Yeah, gotta catch them all. Steep, tight passes, straight up and down, windy, and the tunnel is tight. One big rig at a time, one way. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that sounds like it sucks. Was that coming out of Zion? Like that road going up? Is that... I didn't take that one either, because at the time I had a giant ass RV. But I do remember where I camped was up the side of this mesa, and we posted up on the mesa. Driving down was scary. Like, it was so steep. And my throat's sore. I hope I'm not getting sick, because I don't know. That means I'm gonna have to post up somewhere for a few days while I heal up. After I get off of this live stream, I'm going to be getting fuel, and I'm going to be dumping my RV tanks. Yeah, and I've gotten some donos for fuel on this live stream, which I'm super grateful for. Fuel here where I'm at is $5.25 a gallon. Dave and I did clean out the air filter in this thing, so it is getting a little bit better fuel mileage, but I won't know what the fuel mileage is until I can, fill it up, drive a certain distance, and then fill it up and do the math. And obviously, the more fuel I burn and the more I fill up, the more accurate the reading will be. But I think I'm only going to be able to afford one fill up, and then that'll take me as far as I can get, and then I'm posted up somewhere. Hopefully, I can find somewhere I can post up for at least a little while. Unless I get enough fuel to get all the way to Slabs, or all the way to Bombay Beach, or all the way to Imperial Valley somewhere, then I might just head that way now and just get the whole trip done with. But as it stands, I can only afford to go so far, limited by my money. Gas was 98 cents a gallon when I got my license. And no, Zig, I'm not old. No, but I am. I'm pretty old, man. I'm fucking old. My grandpa now. I'm starting to be able to grow a beard. This is kind of a new phenomenon. I know it's not much, but I'm doing my best. But I'm also losing my hair. It's starting to get real thin. Maybe it's time I just shave it all the way. You know what I mean? Just do it. Just do it. Do the opposite of Dave. He says, when the east side of Caramel Mountain Tunnel, aka Belly of the Dragon, and went out south entrance. And then Dave says, oh, I paid $227 in Amarillo. Yeah, brag about it, bro. Brag. $227. Well, $525 here. Double the cost. That is actually one of the good things about the East Coast. The further east you go, the cheaper the fuel gets. The further west you go, more expensive the fuel gets. However, the further east you go, the harder camping is for free, especially in areas where weed's legal. If weed's legal, that's where I want to be. There are spots in Texas has some pretty good camp spots, to be honest with you. However, weed's super illegal there, so there's that. Makes me want to avoid it. Seeing a whole bunch of nice ass RVs getting fuel too. And if I had a... Oh, my back is... I'm old. And I'm hearing... So I have tinnitus. And I'm hearing some ringing, but I'm not sure if it's my ears or my electricity. Or a truck next to me. This is gonna drive me fucking nuts. Texas and New Mexico has cheap gas because everyone pumps and has refinery. Like Oregon and Michigan, weed, the market is saturated. Yeah. Texas, I've seen, you see all the pumps in Texas everywhere you go. Everyone's like pumping oil out of the ground. And New Mexico too. Even honestly here in parts of California, even in like down in San Diego and shit, they're pumping oil out there, but they cover them up and make it look like buildings sometimes. There are some buildings that are fake in San Diego, and inside of it is an oil rig, but nobody wants to look at it. So, Zion is gorgeous. Hey, Dave Lowe. Hope you and your grandma are enjoying your road trip. Dave, are you driving back, or how is that working? Are you guys flying back? Big oil refinery fire in California, price is gonna go up. I mean, that's probably true. It probably will go up. Unfortunately, like the supply chain, we pump it, but don't refine that oil into gas, right? Like we send it somewhere else to be refined, and then we have it imported back in as fuel. So, every time that there's a fire at a refinery, I feel like that's just an excuse to jack up the prices. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Because I don't know why that would affect. Like, it's not fuel yet. It's not gasoline yet. It needs to be refined, and that's something you don't see in America. If very often, there's not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot of refineries. When you go out to like the Middle East, they are everywhere. Just when you're flying over at nighttime, all you see is like lights that look like candles, but it's really just a refinery burning off all the excess shit. I did not sleep very well last night, likely because of a truck stop. So I think I'm gonna make it a couple hours down the road today, find another truck stop to post up at, and try to get some Z's early. You almost gotta fight for a spot at some of these truck stops, but if you get there early enough, you'll be all right. Right now it's almost 2 o'clock, so I am gonna have to hit the road here pretty soon. So let's see, how long have I been live streaming? You guys got me for like another 20 minutes, and then I'll get all this taken care of. Yeah, I am. There's definitely more power in this thing with the filter banged out. 100%. It's not winding up as early. You know what I mean? Like the turbo's not kicking on as early. Like I think the air filter definitely needs to be replaced, but it's definitely got more power than it had before. I haven't really gone up any hills or anything to test it on like that. But that air filter, I definitely need a new air filter. It's like $100, you said, I think. 150, something like that. So that's gonna have to get got eventually. Yeah, 120. Yeah. Yep. But at the same time, this is the final journey of the SS system, the final long trip it'll ever be on. I'm going to get this thing down into the Piro Valley, and that's where it's going to retire, man. It's going to retire at wherever I'm living in it, but it's still got to be running and maneuverable, and because I want to get it to the storage lot and then out of the storage lot. So but I don't think I'll be taking this on any long road trips ever again. This is probably its final adventure. It's just going to cost way too much to get it all fixed. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot going on with it that is, like, my vent has still got a damn, I have the lids. So here, I'll even show you. I have these things right there, that thing there, in order to put on top, over top of it. But I don't want to put that on top until I replace the rest of the vent, right? So I still got that tarp over it. So that's one thing. Plus the tie rod ends need to be replaced. Plus, I'm sure that there's other stuff I'm not thinking of. Oh yeah, the stairs. That's the thing. My propane's leaking. It's just one thing after another, and this thing's so old it'll just keep happening. Thankfully, a lot of the other systems are working fine. My electricity is working fine. Plumbing's working okay. I do need to figure out my panel situation, but I'm gonna do that when I get down south. So whatever. Like it's just gonna cost. That's what it'll be. You may make it to Bombay before me. Yeah, you might. Is that where you're headed? Are you gonna go there? It's not illegal in New Mexico? What's not illegal in New Mexico? Yeah, it just depends on my fuel situation, Dave, on whether or not I'm gonna be able to get all the way there. You know what I mean? You might make it there before me. If I can get the fuel money up, I would just head that way instead of like trying to find somewhere in between here and there to stay. I would just go straight to like the Imperial Valley somewhere. But yeah, that'll just take. I honestly don't know how much fuel it'll take. It's all such a fucking crap shit because like the cost of fuel here is like $1 more than what I'm used to paying, and my fuel economy is a little bit better now that we banged the air filter. So yeah, I don't know how. I genuinely have no idea how much it'll cost to get all the way there, but I do know it was $400 to get this far. No, yeah, it's about $400 to get this far. So, and it's halfway, so it's probably another 400. But since fuel is more here, maybe 500 to get the rest of the way. And I don't think I'll make that the rest of the way. So it's like 650. You're talking about 650 miles from Sac to Slabs. Yeah, that's about right. In any case, yeah, it'll cost more to get the rest of the way than it did to get this far, if that makes any sense. So I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I always do. If it isn't me getting there this month, it'll be me getting there early next month. So that's just the way it'll be. Still hear that freaking ringing. It's driving me nuts. Already be driving me nuts. Michelle, what were you saying? It's not illegal in New Mexico? You talking about weed? Nope, weed is not. Weed is legal in New Mexico. Weed is legal in New Mexico, yes. The market in Colorado is a little better. But it is legal in New Mexico. That's kind of a new development too within the last few years. New Mexico and Arizona legalized in the same month or the same election cycle. What's up, Sharon? I don't honestly know where I'm at. I don't know. I'm somewhere in Central California. But I'm about to be leaving here. And probably going to be driving like 2 hours down the road to the next truck stop. And posting up there for a minute. And then go to the next truck stop, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was 2021, legal in Arizona and New Mexico. I didn't remember which year it was, but I remember it was right around COVID. But yeah, they legalized. That's what motivated me. That's one of the things that motivated me to get land out there. Was now I don't have to worry about weed and losing my freedom over marijuanas. I think that's a dumb thing to go to jail for. Other states still do that, and these same states talk a lot about freedom and whatnot, but they also lock up their veterans for pot. So No, I definitely hear it ringing, and it ain't me. I wonder if it's the truck next to me. Hold on, I gotta figure this out. It's driving me nuts. Oh, it's definitely coming from outside. Okay. Cool. It's not my electricity. I was starting to wonder what WTF. Alright, you guys got me for another 10 minutes or so. And then they get off of here and you boogie on down the road. Michelle, after you relieved to know it's your last road trip in the SS System, I'd say it's nice to know you have a place to go to, but the van to adventure in. Yeah, I mean, it is stressful to drive this thing. And not just because of the size of it, but because of the mechanical issues it has. You know what I mean? Like, it has broke down on the side of the road already once before, but it was just a built. But I know it has like some front end work that needs to get got that has never been got. And I'm towing the van behind me too. So that's another like stressful thing to worry about. You know what I mean? So I just take things slow, take my time. But yeah, I don't want to. If this was a more reliable motorhome, it would be less stressful. You know what I mean? But since there's issues with it, it's a little bit more stressful to drive. So, plus I have a turn signal out. My left turn signal and brake light are out, so that sucks. I can't drive during, dusk or dawn or nighttime. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to getting down there and getting this thing parked somewhere and having the entire rest of the fall and winter and spring months to just be able to relax. So that's my goal for this season. I was really hoping to. Like, a lot of our friends are headed to Thailand. Some of our friends are headed to Thailand in January. And I was kind of hoping to be able to go. But I don't think I'm going to be able to go. Basically, I have to first get my passport, which is doable. That's going to be not an issue, but I got to spend the money and do all the things. Get my passport, but then I also got the flight money up. Flight money is going to be about a month's worth of my income. And then get there. It won't be very expensive to be there. You know what I mean? It'll just be expensive to get back. So have the round trip flight or whatever, I guess. And then find a spot for Zag, because I'm not going to take her to Thailand with me. But I don't have a whole lot of time to pull all of this off. So maybe that's something I save for and do at a different time. You got to pick the right year or the right time of year to go there. And it's so hot in Thailand, I think that's a winter trip too. Otherwise, it's monsoon season, you're just getting rained on all the time. There is a cheap time of the year to go, but there's a reason it's cheap to fly out there at that time of year, so. Oh, I got another donation from Daniel. I didn't even know you were on, bro. I didn't even notice that. I didn't get the... Dude, there's something going on with the phone I'm using to actually look at these things, but it's not showing me that notification from PayPal. I'm going to check all my other ones to see... I'm going to check my Cash App and my Venmo to see if I'm getting anything. Although very few people send anything to Venmo. Should I say it? There's only a couple of people that send anything to my Venmo. There's an inside joke between me and someone who watches my channel. That's why I was laughing about Venmo and old people. But now I'm an old people, you guys. Now I'm one of you. I'm an old people also. Now I'm a grandpa, losing my hair. Uh, when I wake up, sometimes I'm wondering why it feels like I ran a marathon the day before when I didn't. Um, you know, I gotta probably take Metamucil here pretty soon. Pudding cups are really good. I'm starting to say things like back in my day. Movies I watched when I was growing up are now old movies. My music is like considered classic music. Classic music. Like, oh, that's just old people music. I'm like, this is Eminem. What are you talking about? I remember one time I was talking to one of the kids in Slabs, and we were listening to some music, and I told her, I'm like, yeah, it's rap music, and she's like, after a minute, she was listening to it. She's like, this isn't rap music, and I was like, girl, this is Tupac. And she tried telling me Tupac wasn't rap, and then I found out she didn't know who Tupac was, and this is a teenager. So now I'm old. No, the ringing might be the chains of the truck next to you. It's not that kind of ringing. It's like it sounds like electrical. It sounds like tinnitus almost. Like a fucking hearing check. That's what it sounds like. How come right as I'm about to get off of here, there's all of a sudden like almost 20 people that decide to hang out? What is the deal with the time? Is it because I've been on for so long? Should I hang out for a little longer? All right. If somebody sends me a donation within the time I was gonna get off of here, which is like another 5 minutes, I'll stay on for another hour, and y'all can hang out with me for another hour. But I can't stay on forever because I have to beat the sun to the next spot. I don't want to be driving at nighttime because, first of all, I did that the other day, and my headlights ain't worth a shit. Like, I could barely see a thing. And it was starting to get dark when I got to this truck stop. And then, so first of all, I don't have a turn signal on the left side. My brake light's out. So, that's a problem driving at night. You know what I mean? And then I get to the truck stop I was going to, and all the spots were full. And I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Like, literally, what am I going to do? There was nowhere to park. So I was like, I ended up trying to drive down. I missed the turn. I was stressed out, right? It's the middle of the night. Can't see very much out of my windshield as I'm driving. So I'm just kind of staying around the truck stop, trying to find spots that a semi-truck might pull over and stop. And then I ended up parking in this spot that there was like some space in between these two semi-trucks. So I pulled it in front, or in between them. Woke up to an unarmed parking enforcement police officer knocking on the RV. So I woke up to the knock, saying, hey, I didn't want to give you a ticket, but there's no parking zone. And I was like, I looked around, and I was kind of still waking up, and I'm like, I don't see any no parking signs. And she's like, well, yeah, it's like that, all the way down this road. And I was like, yeah, I just parked in with all the semi-trucks last night. So, anyways, it was fine. And I ended up getting farther down the road to this spot. And when I get off of here, I got to fuel up, and I've got to dump my tanks, and then I'm betting it'll be like $250 to fill this big bitch up at $5.25 a gallon. How many more miles to Slabs? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what town I'm in. Let me look at how many hours it is. It's like 500 miles to go. Got 500 miles to go. And I will drive 500 miles. And I gotta hand it to the motorhome. She's made it this far. You know what I mean? She's made it this far. The engine is strong. She just hasn't been very well maintained and has been parked for the last couple of years. So You know, it's gonna here pretty soon. I think she's gonna end up with a lot of issues that need to be addressed sooner than later. But I think she's just roadworthy enough to get all the way down there. But that's where she's gonna live. Like, that's gonna be her home. The Imperial Valley is gonna be her home, or the Southwest. We'll just say that. I'm not gonna take this thing on big trips anymore. So there's some apps you can use and make payments for a flight after you go. I don't think I would get approved for that. My credit ain't what it used to be, you know what I mean? I hope you're taking us along for the upcoming season, regardless what you decide to do. I really enjoy your videos. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't. I'd like to take you along. There's a lot in the Southwest I'd like to show you guys. I want to show you guys more of Bombay Beach and the cool people there. So, you know, there'll be some cool shit. Just stay tuned. You know what I mean? I'll be around. I'll be streaming. I'll make videos. I still have my seasonal video. I've been driving. I haven't had time, honestly. But I still got to finish that video of my summer season. The whole season, like driving the motor home, getting to Bend, hanging out in Bend with Dave, and a few of the things that we did, and then heading out of there and making my way down south. So that'll be that video. Buddy will be in that video, you know, and all of that whole situation. Oops. So, yeah, it'll be hopefully a good one. I didn't get as much footage as I wanted, but it'll also show how all this damage happened on the roof and stuff. That'll be like, that happened back in Montana, so that'll be on there too. In any case, I didn't get any donations, so I'm gonna get rolling. I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you guys so much for donating. I hopefully will be live streaming tomorrow from another truck stop a little bit closer. We'll see a little bit better then how the gas gauge is going, and you know, reevaluate at the next stop. So maybe I could hop back on and burn some with you that day too. So maybe around tomorrow. Anyways, as always, Miles of Smiles.